With all of the new faces in the coaching staff, plus Nick Rallis, and a lot of question marks surrounding this roster going into 2026, what's more important, cap space or cohesion? Let's discuss.
You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily Arizona Cardinals podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Cardinals, Alex Clancy here. Thanks for making Locked On Cardinals your first listen, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast platform. Had a really fun show earlier today. Broke down the press conference of Mike LaFleur, Nathaniel Hackett, and Nick Rallis as one, triumvirate moving on into 2026 and beyond. This afternoon, I want to talk about cap space or cohesion. There's going to be a lot of moving parts with this roster, obviously. New faces you say goodbye to, players you're going to draft, and this is the beginning of it. So the question is, what's more important, cap space or cohesion from last year and the year before? Now, when you look at the 3-14 record, you look at how the defense played down the stretch, you look at a couple of names who could be cap casualties, it should be easy to say, well, cap space is more important than cohesion, right? I'm here to challenge that. Not to say that's not correct, but it's to open up the discussion. So, for example, Akeem Davis-Gaither is set to make a little over $5 million next year. Cohesion or cap space? Would you rather have that $5 million? Would you rather have the cohesion alongside Mac Wilson and Cody Simon, depending on what it's going to be? Unless the Cardinals are already moving to the fact that Cody Simon is going to learn to play alongside Mac Wilson and not, just behind him. That's one. Dalvin Tomlinson set to make over $13 million next year, or $14 million next year. Some of these, it's not going to be direct where it's like, you cut him, this is exactly how much it's going to be in cap space. There's going to be a little dead cap hit, things like that. But by and large, this is the amounts they're going to make. Is it worth cutting Dalvin Tomlinson or bringing him back? Evan Brown set to make around $4 million left guard. Zaven Collins, over $4 million. Bilal Nichols, who's still on the team. There are a bunch of names like this where some are easy to discuss and some are like, well, is Dalvin Tomlinson worth that money to play alongside Walter Nolan when he's healthy again, and Darius Robinson and B.J. Ojulari when he lines up alongside him? See if Calais comes back. Josh Sweat, things like that. Is Dalvin Tomlinson, it's not just is he worth the money, okay? I think in the locker room he's fantastic. He's a consummate pro. He's been around for a long time. He wasn't a reason why the Cardinals lost last year directly. It's not, I know defense is a little bit more nuanced. Nuance is the word I use because it's not, you can't just quantify people's uses outside of Pro Football Focus grades. But the Cardinals were leaky at times against the run. After the bye week, it's all right, if you bring Nick Rallis back, it's well, are the players on the defensive side of the ball not victims, but are they the benefactor of a run it back scenario because everything went awry last year due to injuries? I don't know. Dalvin Tomlinson is the most difficult one to decipher because it's Zaven Collins, $4 million. What are you going to do? You bring him back, you let him play out his contract. He's a good locker room guy. He makes spot plays here and there. I don't think that's that big of a deal. For Evan Brown, that's going to be fascinating because they don't know what they're going to do at left guard. Is John Gaines going to beat him out? If it's a competition between Evan Brown and John Gaines, you got to bring Evan Brown back. If they don't draft the left guard or bring one in, you got to bring him back. It's got to be power and numbers at that point. If you've got a surefire dude who's going to start, you can have a conversation and you can draft a rookie for depth or bring in a guy for depth. But if Evan Brown, already knows Justin Fry's quote unquote system, he's been alongside Paris Johnson Jr., he's been alongside, Yalta Froholt. I'm saying having him as a backup may be more beneficial cohesion wise than going out and bringing somebody in that's new. That'll most likely make more money. I'm not saying Evan Brown should start. He shouldn't. I said that going into last season. Everybody said, oh, they're going to be fine at guard. No, they're not. They already weren't. It was clear as day to me. And I'm not saying, oh, look at how great I was. You can. I'm not asking you to. But the little ones like that were Evan Brown, Zaven Collins. It's like ADG. It's like he's been in Nick Rawls' system. Yes, he got burned bad. He didn't play very well midway through on in the season. Losing Mac Wilson's tough. Not having a pass rush is tough. Having DBs that are hurt or very young is tough. So listen, an off-ball backer's job, as difficult as it is to cover as much ground as they do. I think Kazir White was better in that role his first year with the Cardinals. Mac Wilson definitely was, even though they play a little bit different position in the backer group. But the big ones for me are it is pretty much Dalvin Tomlinson. Cap space or cohesion. What does sheer cap space do aside from the obvious? I'll discuss it next. This episode of Locked On Cardinals is brought to you by TurboTax. Tax season doesn't have to take over your life. So this year, TurboTax is making it easier than ever to just hand off things and move on with your day. With TurboTax Full Service, you can have your taxes done for you by a trusted local expert start to finish without the stress or guesswork. So instead of spending hours trying to figure out forms, you can meet with a local TurboTax expert in person or connect online, and they handle everything from W-2s to self-employed forms and work to get every deduction. You upload your documents, go about your day, and get updates right in the TurboTax app. So, with that, it's a huge time saver. It gives real peace of mind knowing an expert is handling it. So for a limited time, you can have your taxes done by a local TurboTax expert for just $150 all in. If a TurboTax expert didn't file for you last year, just file by February 28th. Take taxes off your plate and get back to your life. Visit TurboTax.com/local to book your appointment today. Today's episode of Locked On Cardinals is also brought to you by FanDuel. Ever wanted to experience the NBA Finals live and in person? Well, FanDuel's giving you the chance to turn that dream into reality with their NBA sweepstakes. So here's how it works. Use your profit boost on any NBA future, and you'll automatically be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. That's right. Flights, tickets, the whole experience. If you're already looking at the board and thinking about which team can make a deep run, this is the perfect time to lock in. I love futures this time of year. Whether it's picking a team to win the championship or grab the conference title, it adds the extra layer of excitement to every game down the stretch. And now, not only can your pick cash, but it can also send you to the final. So visit FanDuel.com to get started. Use your profit boost on an NBA future and get entered for your chance to win a trip to the NBA Finals. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Please go to the YouTube channel, search Locked On Arizona Cardinals, hit that subscribe button, man. Had the Cardinal Squad show last night with the boys. Jamil, Ben was back, and myself had a great conversation. If you want to check that out, that's on the YouTube channel and wherever you get your podcast. Also, join the Everydayers Club, man. Link is in the description. It's fun. It's fun. Discord, we're going to talk football 24/7. It's only going to get better. It's only going to get more fun. Join up, will you? It'll be fun. Cap space. This is the other thing. So, probably in a vacuum, the most rational thing would be cut everybody. Cut them all. They haven't won any games. And I purposely did this segment as part of this, shorter show second to let that all ramp up, to let the comments pop up. Cut them. I get it. The most rational thing is you look at a defense, they give up a whole bunch of points after the bye week, irrespective of injury or not. Get rid of them. Sean Murphy-Bunting should go. I don't understand. I don't know why he would be with this team, especially if that can open and pave the way for a veteran corner, like another veteran corner. Sean Murphy-Bunting, an experiment has failed. Obviously, never want to see anybody get injured, which he was last year. Dalvin Tomlinson is the only one where I'd pause. Zaven Collins, thank you. It didn't work. You want to bring him back for $4 million, it's pennies on the dollar. Evan Brown doesn't work, fine. I was never a fan of him starting at left guard anyways. ADG, you want to mold Cody Simon to play alongside Mac Wilson? Cool. Cody Simon showed plenty last year to show that he's a starter in this league, especially with another full offseason where he doesn't have to worry about the rookie jitters and the combine and pro days and all that crap. Even if you want to move Mac Wilson over and have Cody Simon call the plays, wear the green dot, cool. I feel pretty confident with those guys. That was the weakest. That was the weakest position group going into last year, we thought, and it turned out to be pretty okay. Turned out to be pretty okay. So cap space When the Cardinals have 30, they can get up to 60 or 65 with cuts, restructures, things like that. Cap space is king. Cap space is king. And for a defense that needs help on the pass rush, if you're telling me that you could take the $4 million that's supposed to go to Zaven Collins and give it to a 1-year prove-it deal for a veteran pass rusher who's actually shown some sort of prowess off the edge, yeah, no doubt about it. The thing for me is, though, with Dalvin Tomlinson, so let's take the last couple of minutes here with Dalvin Tomlinson, okay? He was the highest pedigreed guy who's on the potential chopping block. There is such a rich defensive tackle class this year that I'd rather bring him back and draft a defensive tackle 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. That's what I'd rather do. You have Walter Nolan come back. Hopefully you can coerce Calais to come back. You've got Josh Sweat. You're going to draft a pass rusher or bring in 1 or 2 during free agency. And you roll that way. The offensive line, you've got to bring it off. Like with Evan Brown, it's like, well, what's the fallback plan? I mean, it's going to be John Gaines, you would assume, and hopefully you can bring in an interior offensive lineman to play left or right guard and then draft a right tackle. That's where I'm at right now. Things can change. I understand the allure of a pass rusher at 3. This isn't what that isn't what this is about specifically. Cap space gives you freedom. Cohesion gives you safety. That's the differentiator between the two. Cap space can give you safety that is far better than what cohesion can give you, but it's still you against 31. Well, it's you against 30 other teams because usually the free agent doesn't go back to the team that they're on. So it's you against 30 other teams where you've got to outbid. The Cardinals going to have like top 12 cap money if they can, free up the extra 30 mil, which would be pretty easy to do. I'm leaning towards, while I said, safety with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback, I'm leaning towards cap space over cohesion because cohesion is a wash if it's a defense that just didn't play well last year, regardless of injuries. I would retain Dalvin Tomlinson and give pretty much everybody else their walking papers. But we'll see. Again, very early. We don't know what's going to happen with Kyler Murray yet. We don't know what the cap space is going to be with that. We don't know if Michael Bidwell is going to eat money. We don't know what it's going to be. But that's the first domino that needs to fall so you can see what the rest could potentially look like with all of the, re-signings, restructures, cutting out right, trading, whatever it is. Kyler Murray's first. Everything else is kind of lying in wait until then. Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. Remember, without you, there is no me. I'll talk to you tomorrow.